Welcome to Garage Sales Unhinged.
where the characters are as quirky as the finds.
I'm Julie.
And I'm Jake.
Join us as we dive into the wild world of garage sales, yard sales, estate sales, and anywhere secondhand sales are happening.
From bizarre bargains to hilarious haggles.
You won't believe the stories we've got lined up.
Let's get unhinged.
You know, the truth is, the things that you end up finding in a secondhand
Wait.
situation.
Wait, I don't care about the truth.
That's okay because you can't handle it.
Oh,
The things you find in a secondhand situation are a marker of who you were in some moment in time. Somebody shows up to your garage sale, they start to learn something about you.
true.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you gone to any such sales and come across something and went, "Whoa, I know more about this person than they probably want me to"?
Yes.
Details.
Oh, you want me to give you details?
Yes, tell us some juicy stuff.
Hold on, you put me on the spot. Let me think.
Well, like while you think about it, like some examples. I mean, and then there's like the obvious stuff, the things that are kind of like a cheap gag and they're like sexual in nature. We don't need that necessarily. But if you've come across somebody's toupee or uh, I don't know, somebody might have something that's medical in nature. You're like,
Yeah, I have seen a lot of the chairs that are made for like a portable toilet.
yeah, a lot of those. Yep.
Yeah, and part of me is going like, ew, but also if you buy those at a medical store, the price that they put on them also, like
Right.
Like, you know what? Bleach in a garage sale sounds great. I'll just clean it and like wear gloves and all that.
Honestly, a lot of people that have actual need for those things may not have the economic means to
Yeah.
buy it new. So it's pretty wonderful that it's available secondhand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Julie, how dare you?
I'm just saying. I mean, come on. But also like if you weren't just going to use it for a medical device and just use it as a piece of furniture, think of all the time you would save and not having to get up and go to the bathroom while you're watching like Sunday night football.
Yeah, honestly, it's the original gamer's chair.
Uncle Roger stinks. So yes, you're right. Medical devices. I will say too, and we've talked before how much I love art. And so to see some of the art that people sell made me go, oh, they don't have good taste.
You know, I was just going to ask you, is there any way for someone to say the phrase, I like art or I love art and not sound pretentious?
Yeah. If someone says, I studied Latin.
See, that was in a previous episode. No one's going to get it.
Oh, hey kids, go back and listen to the last episode.
No one does that. No one listens to more than one episode of this.
Actually, we do. We have quite a few subscribers.
Their mistake. Fine. I'll take the L for Latin.
Yeah. Since it's dying language, you take that L and take it to the grave, my dude.
Right. We've kind of touched on it here and there, and I'm sure we'll do it again. But we talk about if you were to hold a sale and you had like everything you got is just out there, or, God forbid, you choke on a ham sandwich and now it's all a big estate sale. You have no say on the matter. Your laundry is just out there. And people have a view of you that maybe you didn't ever intend to happen. But let's relegate that nightmare scenario, okay, to strictly fashion. Okay.
Okay.
And like, let's dial it back a little bit more and say it's fashion from when you were growing up. You and I kind of came up in the 90s. The time in one's life where you really like start really paying attention to fashion as like a thing that people care about.
True.
At some point you were a kid and you're like, hey, whatever. You're like, mom puts clothes on me and this is me today. And you run around and you're getting peanut butter on it and it's great. You don't care. It's a better time. At some point that changes because, oh, what I wear matters in some social way. And so you have all these anxieties around it. And so you start building it.
It's a visual representation of you as a person.
And I'd argue that's the case after you're gone too, because we get these things in an estate sale and you're like, oh, that's who they were.
I'm laughing. It's also morbid, but like I laugh at morbid crap. Just imagine like if you were to pass and you were going to be buried, like just throw all my clothes into the coffin. No one needs to go through it.
No one has ever suggested that I couldn't take it with me, and I'd like to.
Or like if you're going to get cremated, just burn all my clothes with me. It's fine.
That's right. I want a Darth Vader funeral.
Oh, too soon, Jake.
Well, you saw him as a good guy after the
You know
like,
that's a thing now that
trilogy.
you know that people are like some people are looking at Darth Vader as a good guy. Ugh,
Yes.
what is wrong with this world?
So 90s kids.
Yeah, we're cool.
The 90s had like many other decades, had particular fashion.
True.
So trying to think through those 90s fashion choices that you might have been so into at the moment, but now looking back going, I hope that I'm able to wash my hands of some of these trends before this stuff hits the market at my estate sale.
I will say a lot of the trends back in the 90s are coming back
Mm-hmm.
because now they're vintage, right? Screw
Right.
that. Like I'm not old enough to be vintage. But
You bring up a really great point. It's chicken and the egg time here, okay?
okay.
Are they coming back because these things are available at secondhand and estate sales? Or is it the other way around?
Or have fashion houses just run out of ideas and so they bring back.
But like
Oh.
I wonder if there's a shifting window as to when things quote come back. Because if it is the 90s right now, is it because those things are hitting secondhand, which we've talked about before and shared data before? Damn it, listener, go back and check our facts. The younger set are very much into retro stuff, and that's not new. That's been the case for a while. But as those styles hit secondhand and estate and so on, because the original owners have aged out in more ways than one, like that way you can predict when the next decade or so fashion trend will come back. It's because it's available in secondhand.
I mean, if we're at that kind of mentality, probably within the next, I don't know, 5 to 10 years for women, you may see the low rise jeans come back. And honestly, no one needs that.
Some people do, but that's okay.
No one needs a low rise jeans with your panty line showing up. No. Oh, God. Imagine if that's how somebody wanted to be dressed up in their
Yeah, right. Put me in my Sunday best, which is my Wednesday worst.
I remember something I used to wear as a kid that I don't think it's come back. I really hope it doesn't come back.
Okay.
But it's the jellies, the shoes that were plastic.
Describe them. What are jellies? For those that don't know.
So the jellies were a slip-on shoe for girls, and they came in different colored plastic. And the ones that I had, they were like a clear plastic. So I had some that were like a clear, but it had sparklies in it. I had some that were pink, and you just wore them around. So it's almost like a croc, but like
were they clear to the point that you could see the foot inside the shoe?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And back then, as a kid, you're like, these are so cool. They're so pretty. But now that I think about it, I'm like, oh, my feet probably sweated a lot. And then that's
right.
But as a kid, you don't care. Like,
no, yeah.
Body odor.
You're at the transition phase between smeared with peanut butter and, disappointed about boys or something.
Yes. Yeah. But like jellies, they're not comfortable. There was no arch support or anything like that. But I think I have seen a couple of them. Like I've seen a couple of them.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm like, never in a million years would I ever wear jellies again. Like flip flops hurt my feet, but again, I'm middle aged, so.
From the sound of them, I don't think. I mean, and you're saying you're not into them either, so I think for both of us, I don't think either of us are ready for that jelly.
Did you just quote Beyonce?
Let's go on. I thought that was Missy Elliott. Oh God.
Beehive?
Or Queen Bee.
Oh, God.
Are you planning a garage sale, yard sale, or estate sale and need some help? Look no further than Garage Sale Supply. They provide top-notch resources and expert advice to help you host the perfect sale. From pricing tips to promotional strategies, they've got you covered. Visit GarageSaleSupply.com and make your next sale a success.
So some other 90s fashion.
Sorry, I'm just going to get you some Beyonce memorabilia for Christmas now. That's what you get.
We used to do some strange things with denim.
Okay, I'm glad you quantified that with denim.
Like denim jackets had their moment. I think, Seinfeld had something to do with that. But denim on denim, and that's kind of come back in some respects.
That's a Canadian tuxedo.
Yes, it is. Overalls. You remember overalls?
Yes. Do you remember what we used to do? I don't think you did the senior overalls.
Julie, as you mentioned earlier in this episode, and has been mentioned in previous episodes, at some point in my life, I made the choice, like an active choice, to study Latin. So the odds that I would participate in any overall related or overall adjacent activity, minimal.
So for those that don't know, in high school, whenever we were seniors, the seniors would decorate overalls to wear to like pep rallies and stuff. And so you would have like fabric cut out letters and everything would be glued on and like
There was a lot of like what's it called? Like the puffy stuff you would like squeeze on. Yeah, puff paste on yeah.
And so I remember I had a pair of those. I also remember like before senior year of high school, I also had overalls that I would wear because they were cool and I was cool and
What made them cool?
I wore them.
Oh, okay. It's what's inside that counts. Right. Okay.
But honestly, if you look at overall, they're very utilitarian. They got a lot of pockets.
Yeah. They
And
do.
also, if you get a little bit hot, you just undo the side and you got a breezeway.
That's right. You do have some breathable pockets right here.
Well, and I think you remember the music group that they wore overalls, but they always had one side undone. And so then that was cool because it was like, oh, are they about to be naked or not? Because they're only holding up by one strap.
Are they about to be naked or not? The driving question of the period, truly. I think was that Salt and Pepper, or was that TLC, or was that? The point is, it was a trend. Many musical groups did that.
I love that you're being associated with salt, and you said it correctly, Salt and Pepper. Being Beyonce, Missy Elliott, like Jacob. I didn't know that you knew all these people, and you know Latin.
Contain multitudes.
Oh God!
And there was the trend, not just overalls, but overalls with one strap undone.
Yeah,
That was a big deal. That communicated something. That let people know you were serious.
have you ever seen women about to get into a fight?
Yes, but they put a password up in front of that now.
Gross, Jacob. So whenever two women are about to get in a fight and they want to let the other person know that they are about to throw hands and rip hair out and do all that stuff, they start taking out the earrings.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And I wonder if doing the one overall snap is kind of an indicator to everyone of like, I will fight you pantsless because I am one strap away from taking it all off. And honestly, I don't want to fight anyone pantsless.
No, that sort of move tells you that they studied at the school of Waffle House, and you do not want to go there.
Oh man, God, how come Waffle House hasn't like sponsored an MMA fighter?
What?
So on brand.
Holy Wow. Yes. That's brilliant.
Oh,
So we would do strange things with denims. There was overalls. Uh, and not only that, but there's like a variable within these things. So you had whatever the 90s fashion was, but then there was a cultural phenomenon for a moment called crisscross. And crisscross would take whatever the fashion was and simply, like, their innovation was to wear it backwards. You put
yes.
on the pants
Loved it.
backwards. You wear the jacket backwards. The hoodie, well, the hood is in front of your chest now. And it was revolutionary for a moment.
It was. I loved it.
So I don't know that anybody would be able to identify whether you or I were devotees of crisscross because for all they know, this shirt on the hanger was never worn backwards.
What?
It's okay. You don't know Latin. But
It's okay. You don't know how to tell a joke. What?
so would you say like your fashion was, I mean, if you had to give your fashion sense for the 90s a musical genre, what would it be? Like what did it most align to in terms of what you saw in music videos in the moment?
Oh gosh.
You were a what girl? You know, like did you dress hip hop? Did you dress grunge? Did you what?
I I tried so hard because I don't think I was ever part of the cool in crowd, and I went
Absolutely.
so hard to be part of the cool in crowd. So to say like what my genre of clothing attire was, I'm like, can you have tried so hard?
So you were would you have described the younger you as a trend chaser?
Yes. Well, yes, to a point. And then whenever I realized I'm never going to be able to afford the trend, then it was like, cool, I'm just going to wear vintage because I could buy that at the thrift store.
Honestly, there's something to be said about that.
Yeah.
That like it's the more accessible way to like if the idea of self-expression is to I don't know, is it the idea to like be individual or to blend in? Like you're talking about trends, yeah, there's blending in. And it shows that you've got the same you're eloquent in the current like currency, the cultural currency. And so you're able to blend in with the crowd and there's safety in that. Or is the point to stand out, to actually be iconoclastic?
I um I think I probably only had 2 or 3 items that would actually make me stand out from the in crowd. Um but they weren't enough of a statement piece that people would like do a double take. Does that make sense?
Was that intentional?
Yeah, I think so because I liked them, but like they weren't a brand. They weren't like no one bought it at Walmart, no one bought it at Macy's or JC Penney's or wherever people were shopping back then. Um, but it was still a nice blouse, top, dress, whatever it was. Um, but for the most part, like I kind of just wanted to fit in, but not necessarily stand out.
I think what you just described is much of what every person at that stage in life struggles with.
Yeah. Cool. I'm normal.
Yeah, right.
You
And
heard it
that's what
here
you're
first.
going for. One thing for me that I
Wait,
still
wait,
have. What?
let's mark it. It's 2025. One of my brothers said I'm normal. So there, we're good.
Yeah. Well, the term
You
I
said
would have used is basic, but that's fine.
you said normal. Now
No,
it's my
no, you said normal.
you said normal. I'm gonna play this back and repeat what you said. Now 2026 goal is to get my other brother to say that I'm normal.
Yeah, right. Good luck. So another trend of the moment that was definitely, I feel like a signifier of financial means, and it gave you a lot of cultural cachet. And I don't know why. I think often that's the case in retrospect. You look at things that gave people cultural cachet, you look back and go, why? And you do that enough and you go and you at least know like, okay, these things never matter. They never did and they never will. And so you don't really chase them as much and you end up lame like you. But for me, one of those things was the starter jacket. I don't know much about the demographics of anybody that might hear this stuff you and I say, but I'm certain there's a split among those demographics as to who understands what I'm talking about just by saying starter jacket and
Mhm.
those that don't.
Yeah.
But it was I mean, to call it a phenomenon is not even doing it justice.
Yeah. So here's the thing, like you brought up starter jacket and I like picture comes to mind of which jacket you're referring to. But the thing that even now I think about whenever we were growing up, we would wear Champion shirts and stuff.
Yeah.
And like that was bottom barrel crap back
Yeah.
then.
Right.
And today it's a brand that people go after.
Right.
And I'm like, why? It's
Right.
just Champion.
Kudos to the company, I guess, for rounding the corner.
But that's the thing. I think some trends today, they're not driven by the company. The company gets to benefit from that.
Mhm.
And I think part of it is vintage, retro. Those things are coming back. Somebody in some sphere of influence wears it, and people go, "That's cool. I want to mimic that." Um, I mean, even taking out the fashion piece of it, if we think about the brand Stanley, Stanley's been around for a very long time, having thermoses and stuff like that. And then within the past 5, 6 years, you have the Stanley Cup that has blown up.
Yeah. You can't look at a teenager and not see a Stanley Cup.
Right.
Right. Why is that? How did that happen?
Social media.
Mm.
You have people that show something that happened and then it picks up and another influencer gets a hold of it. Another influencer gets a hold of it. So yeah, and right now Stanley, the business is having a hard time of how do they keep up with that influx of people wanting to buy the latest and greatest because the Stanley
Oh
brand.
no, our shareholders have gotten used to virality.
Yeah.
How do we actually be intentionally be viral? Oh no.
And again, to our listeners, the most important thing in business is to really make as much value for the shareholders as possible.
It is really true. That and being a job creator. Those are the most important things you can do with this life that you have.
And for those that can't see our faces, we're being totally serious right now.
Yes. We worship productivity.
Efficiency.
That's
is
our
awesome.
state religion. It's the truth. We worship productivity.
Wait, I thought our state religion was capitalism.
Same thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Same D's. Oh, my word.
So what I'm holding up in front of the camera right now is an original. I don't know if the term is color guard. I don't think it is. So Starter had a line of jackets. So if you're not familiar, Starter jackets were kind of the proto puffer jacket. Overstuffed, oversized, huge in the hip hop scene.
Yeah. Fat
I
Joe
remember
wore
like
it
one
all
of
the
the
time.
hottest starter jackets you could find was for the Charlotte Hornets.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Don't mess with a guy that's wearing a Charlotte Hornets jacket. Oh no. Here he comes.
Well, Fat Joe, I think, wore it for the New York Yankees.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know Joe, and I think it's rude that you refer to him that way, but I wouldn't mess with him.
you don't know Fat Joe. Okay, wait. You know Beyonce and Miss Elliott, all type of TLC, and you don't know Fat Joe.
Julie's typing right now. I can't believe this. I'm letting Mr. Fat know.
Joseph Antonio Cartagena.
Oh,
Oh,
Mr. Cartagena. Sorry, of course. I wasn't so informal as to call him fat, but
his stage name is Fat Joe, and he's no longer as big as he once was, but he wore a lot of
Starter
starter
jackets had several variations. They had a line of products, different price points. And the higher up you'd go in the price points, the more variation there would be on the jacket. It wouldn't be custom to you. but there'd be different real estate on the jacket that would have different things going on if you paid more for it. So what I'm holding up on the camera is a starter jacket that is a step above the coveted color guard jacket. This was a 90s staple is what I'm telling you. Not a staple, but a kind of a upper echelon type of thing. And it very big in the NFL and NBA to have a starter jacket with the team colors on it. So it's a starter jacket of the New Orleans Saints, of which I was a fan. I don't know, but it's got the team colors on the back,
Has
then
a fleur-de-lis on the back.
the, the actual team name in lettering on one sleeve, and the team colors again in stripes on the other sleeve, and the team name on a belly pouch that had both Velcro and zipper enclosure. This was a 90s style, like pure product of that moment in that decade. I'd argue still has some cachet. You still see it represented in some respects, purely in a retro nod fashion.
Yeah.
If I were to have an estate sale tomorrow, this thing would be among them because I've still got it. I was holding it up on the camera. If you were one of our Patreon subscribers, you would know it, but you're not. That's an L for you for Latin.
We don't have a Patreon, folks.
It would tell people something about me. I mean, I don't feel like I was a starter guy. My parents, I know, scrimped and saved to be able to give me this because they knew I really liked the team and I thought the jacket was really neat for some reason because it like represented the team. But they got me this and I wore it all the time. And I still have it. But I wasn't a starter guy. I wasn't like into the whole culture or anything like that. But I don't know. It's a 90s relic. I still have it. You can't have it until such time as my estate sale.
I was looking at the starter website to see if they still have anything like that, and I don't see anything like it.
No, you wouldn't, because I mean, there's a lot of unique spots on that product that you got to think are very expensive to produce at scale.
Yes.
And so, companies have been optimized to the point that they go, oh, it's really hard for us to make money on that kind of product, so we're not going to ever make that again.
Well, one is how your jacket is put together and where the pockets are, the zipper is, and all that stuff. Not the same style and not the same coloring or anything like that, but other new starter jackets of other teams with kind of like a half zip up thing and a pocket and all that stuff. They're going for almost $200.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy to part with this portion of my identity.
No. And also, whenever I looked at their website, they do not have a New Orleans Saints starter jacket like that. Theirs are button up or zip up.
This closed front, extremely rare because no one in their right mind would have been a Saints fan at that moment in time.
Yeah, this was before they won the Super Bowl.
Right. Right. So yeah, no, it's a question. So like, do you still have anything, Julie, from the 90s that was like legitimately from that time? Have you kept anything? True. Men are notorious for still wearing today what they wore in 8th grade. And so maybe that's not as much the case for women, but do you still? No?
I don't even think I own anything from 10 years ago. Because here's my thing is I'm a minimalist. And so I don't have tons of closet space. And so I go through my closet about once every 6 months and pull out things I have not worn in a year and donate it or sell it or something. So I don't have things from that long ago. And also,
You sound like you're saying that, and I catch a little hint of regret about that.
oh no, that was a hint of I'm better than you.
Which is that's what threw me off. You're usually not so subtle about that.
No, sorry. I didn't. Yeah, let's just. No, I'm very much better than you. No, no, I don't. Because here's the thing: styles go out of fashion, and like I mean, I do a lot of work travel, and so like I'm not gonna wear a pleated pants. I don't have a pantsuit.
You totally should.
No,
I mean, you should show up as though you're a Mennonite.
no. I now show up with jeans and graphic tee and like a blazer or something. I'm like, no, I'm not stuffy.
Well, my next speaking engagement, I'm going to show up in a starter jacket.
This is why we do a podcast, so you don't show up in person.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Did you ever pull off the Axl Rose uniform? Did you ever wear flannel and jorts?
No, but maybe I should.
That'll do it. That's what's going to get the next conference seats filled out for you.
I am not opposed. Now, granted, I'm thinking of Axel back in the 90s, not Axel today.
No, not Axl today. No,
No.
not Axl Twinkie.
And I would love to have Slash's hair and his flex. I would love to wear a top hat.
But no, it's something to think about. Wherever you are in your life stage, there is some like marker. There is something in your cultural DNA that denotes when you started to really invest in your cultural expression and when you really started to like get something out of it. And at some point, if somebody were to go through your secondhand stuff, whatever the reason for that, might be, they'll learn something about you. So it's something not necessarily to like be cautious about, but maybe something to celebrate and something to acknowledge and realize that you're carrying that little bit around, bit of yourself around with you.
Well, and also, you can put it in your will that if you want to take it to the grave, take it with you. Jake, you could be buried in that.
Yeah, I might do that. Buried, my wishes are to never be found. So
I want to be taxidermy.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. But then I was just going like, man, modern day grave robbers are really going for some really vintage clothing now.
Yeah, right. There'd be a whole other reason for grave robbing. It's like a new modern spin on Frankenstein. He's just like put together by, Jabot and Starter and Doc Martens.
Yeah, I guess that is a thrift store monster.
Yeah. Well, that's what I got.
Love it, Jake. This is good.
All right. See you next time.
Goodbye.